All right, the purpose of this video is to show you how to set up for Bible time or ABF at Grace Point Church for Sunday mornings. So the first thing we're going to do is walk over to the booth and hit this big green button right here. That's going to turn on a power conditioner, and it will likely turn on the board. If the board doesn't turn on, that's because there's a power button back here as well. There we go. Another thing we're going to want to do is turn on this computer. There's a power button back here on the back left of it. Just click that. It's going to take a minute to start up. So we're going to go ahead and grab this projector remote. This is what it looks like. And we're going to walk over and turn on the projector. Now you'll see a red light on the projector. When you get it turned on, it will turn blue. That's it. Another thing we're going to want to do is come up on stage and right here on this tower, push this red button on right here. Now, I ran into an issue last week that was a first for me. That mute all button was on and it wouldn't turn off for some reason. Look, now it's off. So for some reason, if you have no audio and you cannot figure out why, that was my problem last time. No idea why. My solution was to turn it off and on. There you go, just in case that happens. I'll go ahead and just put that right there for now. I'm going to move this podium kind of front and center. And then for ABF, we only use the red mic. So I'll go ahead and grab that, kind of put it in place, but I'm going to take the mic with me so that I can test it out. Red mic, red tape, that's on. Projector's on. Let's head back to the booth. All right, back at the booth, we're going to go to the correct scene. It looks like it's set up for the Korean service right now. Go over here, click View. Page select over to Scenes. That's Scenes tab. And you're going to want to scroll down using this far left scroll wheel to ABF. Push it in to load it. Confirm. Hit yes right here. Everything will move into the ABF scene. You've got your, a blue mic and a red mic. We're only really going to use the red mic, but we have the option to put a blue mic if for some reason we need a second one. We have the computer audio and we have aux audio, which is this guy right here plugged into that tablet. We use that for background music. You also can page down to channel 17 through 32. There's our red mic, there's our blue mic. So that's where it's set up there. If you're unfamiliar with this board at all, I'm gonna show you real quick how to generally work it. If you know what you're doing, scroll ahead. So you can mute, unmute right here. Faders will adjust your volume. These are tied to these. This is like individual channels. These are groups, but so they're tied to this, so it's just all right next to each other versus kind of paging through all this. So what I would do is go ahead and just unmute your red mic and just leave it right there at 0. These are stereo, same thing. Jack is aux, computer is computer. Leave those unmuted, leave them right where they're at. So that way over here, when this is unmuted, it's actually unmuted. And here's your volume. You have a master volume right here. Somebody, fun fact, somebody 3D printed a Darth Vader head for our someone in the student ministry who had access to a 3D printer a while back, and he calls that the Darth Fader. It's the master fader. There you go, fun fact. Okay, red mic, music. That's really all we're gonna need for this service. So, moving on to our microphone, we can go ahead and turn that on. One thing you're going to check is batteries. Right now it's showing about 4 bars. I would keep that on for a few minutes to see if it stays there. It might even be lower than that. 4 bars would be okay in my opinion for ABF. If it's at 4 bars, great. If it's at 3, it might be okay, but I would go ahead and change batteries. A lot of times you can find batteries right here. There's some batteries. For some reason you can't, go find Adam or head to the booth in the worship center. There will be batteries in there. We'll go ahead and unmute this, test it out. Check 1, 2. Yep, everything's working great. All right, we'll go ahead and turn that off to save battery for now. What you'll do on Sunday morning is go put that up on that stand up there. Now we're going to head to our computer, or let's go and go to here first, just to make sure we have all of our audio stuff working. There's a power button on the side. You could just swipe up. There's some music playing. This is Spotify. If you go to your library, you can click hallway worship music. That's typically what I'll use. It's on shuffle. Just hit play. Click this to see this whole view. I would hit play, and I would also click that button to repeat the playlist. So it looks like it's playing right now. We'll go over here, aux channel. It's playing music. I'll go ahead and mute that for now. Over here on the computer, if you don't know the password, text Spencer or talk to a staff member. They could probably get you logged in, but I'll go ahead and log us in here because this video is public on YouTube. I don't want to share the password. So yeah, just text Spencer or talk to a staff member. Now I'm going to switch over to a screen recording for the rest of this video to make it a little bit easier. Another thing to make sure of is behind the computer, you have your projector and your live stream Ultra Studio mini recorder plugged in. Right now it's not. This goes to the TV. That HDMI cable goes to the TV right there. We only have 2 outputs, and so on Sunday morning we unplug that one and plug in this one. Jennifer Eitzen made us these little handy dandy labels, label ABF and ABF, so you know which ones to plug in. So those are kind of old style Thunderbolt cables. Make sure those are plugged in correctly. It looks like it can only go in one way. Sometimes it can go in the other way if it's the jack has kind of worn down, but it won't work if it's backwards, so double check that. All right, here I am on the Fellowship Hall iMac. This computer handles a few things for ABF. Pro Presenter, which is our projector, lighting, and live stream. Down here, Pro Presenter does our presentation, is our presentation software. OBS does our streaming. Light Key does our lighting. Now you're going to want to open these in this particular order in order for the lights to be cued by Pro Presenter. I'll show you that in a minute. But let's go and open OBS first. Great. It looks like the camera's hooked up. If for some reason the camera is not showing here, you're going to want to go to the back of the computer and unplug and plug in that Blackmagic design. You'll have to, that Blackmagic device back there, you'll have to click this settings icon, this settings icon. There we go. Click that and then hit default and go here. Make sure it's SDI. If for some reason it's not SDI, you'll have to fix that on the camera itself. I'll pipe in a video to show you how to do that. Here's the camera. You're probably going to have to get a chair to maneuver your way up here. Over here on this right side, you have this menu button. Go and click that. You also have this toggle that helps you kind of go through the menus. You're going to want to go to this screen looking menu, display setup, output terminal. Click that and make sure it's on SDI, not HDMI. And that's it. This is also a touch screen, so you can click it right there to go back. Make sure it's nice and centered up. We like in ABF, we like the viewers to be able to see the projector, see the notes. So make sure that kind of the top of the frame is at the top of the projector, middle of the podium, you know, it's centered up right there. Just something like that. All right, we're back. Click OK. Looks like the stream is working correctly. We have a few different options here for the stream. We have the stream will begin soon. We have the camera. We have the stream will continue in a moment. We do have this discussion questions tab, which requires you to put in a new slide. You'll have to somehow save that last discussion questions slide as a JPEG. Click here, browse, and browse to the right slide. But yeah, otherwise, if you don't do that, you could just do continue in a moment, or at the end, just go to thank you for joining us, and then stop streaming. So to start and stop streaming, you just click that to start, and then you click that to stop as well. Pretty straightforward. The next thing we want to open is LightKey. We want to open LightKey before we open ProPresenter. If there's a new software available, I'm going to say don't worry about upgrading, just in case we have any issues with that. Now everything looks good here, but if there's a big question mark right here, that means it's just not finding it. What I would do is go to the back of the computer. I'll put a video on this. Go to the back of the computer and find your DMX box, unplug things, plug them back in, restart LightKey. To do that, you would right click, hit quit, restart LightKey, and that should get it working. Unplug things, plug them back in. It's just a USB device, so it shouldn't be too tricky. We'll go ahead and click on that. Now, this looks a little funky. I'm going to show everything here. There we go. So this is a look of our fellowship hall. We have these backlights. There's the projector, and these are our front lights. Click this little arrow to go to ABF. That's really all you got to do. You're done with LightKey pretty much. We'll leave it to the side. We got to keep it open so that it can receive MIDI triggers from ProPresenter to change these lights. It's pretty straightforward. If you hit play, it's on, off, and then spots are on. Those are our only two options, but I'll go ahead and turn that off for now. Lights should be changing when you do that. If they're not, I would again double check that DMX stuff, do a little reboot the software, find some things, but you shouldn't have any problems. Go ahead and hit ProPresenter now. Let's open that up. Same thing, don't upgrade on Sunday morning. We'll upgrade during the week. Here we are in ProPresenter. If we click on this playlist ABF, this is our Bible Time ABF, whatever you want to call it, playlist. There's also a library right here of some teachings, but I want to show you how to import one. So I went ahead and deleted an old one so I can re-import it. We're going to import a PowerPoint. File, import, PowerPoint. Pretty straightforward. Navigate to it. In this case, I saved it in downloads. If you have a flash drive with it on there, you can scroll down, find that flash drive. It might be in this locations. It might be another thing category that pops up. Or if you download it from an email or Google Drive or Dropbox or something, it'll probably show up in downloads. So just navigate to it. You can also search for the file name. But Psalm 51 is the one I'm going to show you now. Click import, and then it's going to ask you what library you want to put it in. We want it to be in Adult Bible Fellowship. These are your libraries right here. We want it to be easy to find. Click OK. And now just wait. It's going to open up PowerPoint. It's going to import all those slides, basically turn them into images. There we go. And it will put it in ABF. And look, it automatically added it to our playlist too. So go ahead and click these slides. One thing that's going to happen is when you click a slide for the first time, the projector might refresh. Don't worry too much about it. It'll fix itself. As you can see right here on these slides, there's this little M in brackets. That's the macro. That is sending a MIDI trigger, a MIDI signal to, don't click that. In fact, it's a good idea right here in LightKey to hit arrow and hide the preset palette so you don't accidentally click those. Make that smaller. What was I saying? Yeah, the macros send MIDI triggers, MIDI signals to LightKey. So when you click on that, it's like a pre-service, just blue lights. The spotlights are off the stage, but when you click this one, it says spots on. The lights will turn on the stage. So that's how you control the lights. Same slide, pretty much before it starts, after it starts. You could just leave them on for the rest of the time. Go ahead and make sure all those slides look right. If you need to edit them, I would edit them in PowerPoint and then delete the file from ProPresenter and re-import it like I just showed you. Save it in PowerPoint and then re-import it. Let's see what else. So yeah, that's how you display slides. We have audio, we have music playing. When ABF starts, you're going to want to have OBS ready. Our stream is streaming to Subsplash. I think it is scheduled to start at 9:30 a.m. So just make sure you start streaming before that, and it will go live online at 9:30 a.m. That's pretty much it, though. You shouldn't have to deal with anything else. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know. But that's pretty much it for setting up ABF.